Hello, welcome to the One I Have Sport Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Hawk Tua t-shirt, a Haley Welch t-shirt. I'm probably maybe one of five people in the world who are wearing a Haley Welch t-shirt. Her 15 minutes of fame have passed a long time ago, and last time I heard, she is streaming to 9 people, I believe, on Twitch. Like no one cares about anything she does. Granted, that's because she rug pulled all her fans, and usually when you do that, people stop supporting you, following you, caring about you. I think the only person who's ever scammed their fans and still has fans is Logan Paul. For some reason, he can get away with it over and over. But anyway, I have a X account up right now, and it's just pics of Irene from Red Velvet, and I needed the pics because there has been, I guess, lots of it seems like it's organized, but just lots of talk online about Irene, and it's about how at 34 she's better looking than what she was at 24. Now, you know that's not true. And I think the reason why this is forced, because I'm pretty sure either SM has a internet campaign or maybe it's a publicist. I don't know. Okay, but I think we can all agree by now that the news is fabricated, the news is fake. The news doesn't tell the story; they make the story. Now, I'm not here saying she's ugly. How many podcasts have I done throughout the years where I've mentioned Irene in only a positive way? And once again, she's the only K-pop idol that I know that was good looking enough to get out of a scandal during peak cancel culture, where people just love to cancel people, and she got out of it. But anyway, I think the reason why there's all this clatter online saying that she's better looking now at 34 than 23, whatever, is because she's putting out a solo album this year. Okay. And so I think they want to use her looks as a selling point. And so, if you keep saying stuff over and over again, the sheep are gonna believe it. So if you just keep going, oh well, she's even better looking now, because when you say 34 in K-pop now 34 is young, in terms of being alive. I'm not saying she's an old lady, but I think because there's so many idols that are, you know, 14, 15, like there's so many idols who are like 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, and they're like really popular. And there's like, think about One Young. Like, she was one of the most popular idols. I think, wasn't she 16, but then didn't she start on the Survivor show? So I'm just going from memory. She started gaining her popularity at 15, and she was more popular than like most established idols. So it just seems like people are starting out. I mean, like, the fan bases are starting with younger idols now. And like, I mean, look at Baby Monster. The most popular ones on there. I believe Shakira and Asa are like the most popular. And like, I think I don't know how old Shakira is. She might be. I don't know. I don't keep up with these people. Well, let's just to be on the safe side. She's 16. Okay, I could be wrong. But she's around 16. Okay, but she's like really popular. Okay, and then I'm assuming there's idols in Baby Monster who are older and are just as talented or whatever, but you don't hear them talked about as much. And is age the reason why? I don't know. But do you hear people talk about idols who are in their 30s, even though they're still active? Do you hear people talk about them in an exciting way? And then you hear people complain, go like if someone debuts at like 20, 23 now, they're like, wow, they're old. Like it's crazy how the what's it called, the I always say the meta because I play video games, but it's crazy how the meta has changed. It's like now when groups debut in K-pop, it seems like they make it a point to have an idol between the age of 14 and 17. It seems like that's the sweet spot because it seems like every group that has an idol in that age range, even the company pushes them. Like you remember when Twice first debuted, they were really pushing Chewie, and wasn't she 16? I think I'm pretty sure she was 16. I don't remember. That was so long ago. But all these pictures I'm showing of Irene, she's good looking. So we're not taking away that. But I'm just saying, she's putting out an album this year. I'm sure there's gonna be people online because that's what everyone bases everything online. It seems like she's hot. Not I'm not saying she's not hot, but imagine this at 24 instead of 34. There's this like I'm not gonna pretend that she's gotten better looking. She hasn't. Irene was better looking at 24. Yeah, because like she debuted at 23. Okay, she's 34. She was better looking at 23. I mean, and that goes with every woman. Every woman is better looking at 23 than 34, unless she was fat at 23 and then got skinny and she's 34. Okay. Don't I have? I have like one of her first fan cams. I'm not playing the music because it'll get copyrighted. But I think I can play a few seconds without having this being taken down, right? I think I can. She's behind Solge. But she looks there's a difference. See, like, she's still skinny, but she just looks younger. She looks more let's see. She looks like she's hasn't been out in the sun so much. She looks like a grape instead of a raisin. Okay? She she has I'm 23 energy, right? She has I'm 23 energy for. And then you have her at 33 right here. There's a difference. She's so old she disappeared. She'll come back. I'm not trying to be funny. Like she looks tired. She looks like I'm 34. I don't want to be here. there's there's just something about it that there's there's something missing from this, and then compared to 23, there's just something better looking about her at 23. It's this youthful energy, and everyone likes youth better than old. It's just how it is. But anyway, so I'm just not gonna pretend that Irene is better looking now just because a bunch of people online said so, and those people are probably not genuine. It's probably SM is probably doing a campaign, and then even when things trend on X, I know before Elon bought Twitter and renamed it X, everything that was trending was trending because the people who worked there said it was trending. So they could have, like they can put anything they want up there. So just because something says it's trending doesn't mean it's genuinely trending. And just because there's whatever a million clicks online doesn't mean they're real people. There's bots. Comments could be left by bots. So I just think this narrative that you're seeing in all these K-pop news sites, I just think it's bullshit. So I'm not gonna pretend that I don't know. See. I I've called her good looking how many times in my videos? Like dozens. Because I've been making K-pop vids for I don't know, like a long time. I want to say I don't know, a long time. I forgot, like 8 years, maybe 10 years. I've been making K-pop videos. So I just don't like it when they like force stuff. Irene has a dedicated fan base. You don't have to push a narrative that she's getting better looking with age. because women don't get better looking with age. Now they hang on. She's had work done, and that's another thing. Like she's had work done, which is fine. Every K-pop idol gets work done. Okay. And then this is a show ready Irene, okay? Makeup, hair done, she is doing her best visual work, okay? So this is why she's the best though. She's doing her job. Being good looking is a skill. She's really good at making herself good looking. Okay? But let's don't pretend that the 23-year-old version wouldn't be better. That's all I'm saying. And I'm also trying to prove a point that I'm not one of those people who just because you say something, I'm just gonna go, oh yeah. And the problem is there's too many people like that. And then also because you don't really know what's real on the internet because you don't know if it's really bots. Are people even believing this, or is it just bots agreeing? I don't know. See, that's the other thing. You just really don't know these days, because you've heard about the dead internet theory. Um, I'm kind of starting to believe that, especially with AI, and then you have bot farms in India, who and bot farms in China. So is anything real? I don't know. But anyway, I am looking forward to Irene's solo album this year. And I'm pretty sure right now the only two members of Red Velvet are Irene and Solge. I mean, I believe everyone else is still signed to SM, but they're not in Red Velvet. And so we're gonna get a solo album from Yeri this year too. I'm very interested in hearing what Yeri does. If I was her, I would rap. I would make sure I had a few rap songs on there. It would just be different. Every girl in Red Velvet can rap better than Irene, but yet Irene's the lead rapper. So I think with the problem with these girls when they do solo work, they don't rap, and they should, because I've heard nothing but good comments about everyone rapping, and then like they don't say anything about Irene. It's more like, oh, she's good enough. But it's just she's so pretty. It's okay, she's just average. But the lines, like the rap verses in Red Velvet songs, aren't complicated, so anyone can do it. So like Jenny from Blackpink or Lisa from Blackpink, if they rapped the lines from Red Velvet songs, they would sound the same as Irene because they're basic, they're simple. But even when the other girls are doing it, they do sound a little bit better. So if I was Jerry, I would put a couple of rap songs on there. And then even when Joy did her solo album, I was shocked she didn't have any raps on her album. It was just stupid pop songs, and she raps a lot better than Irene. I was so disappointed that she didn't do that. I believe her album was called Hello, and I listened to it and I was like, wait, you don't have a rap track on here, and that's why it bombed because it was just generic and it was just what you expected. Like if you put something on there that they don't expect but is good, that's what gets sales. That's what gets it to go viral. But what do I know? Anyway, I've bitched enough about 34-year-old Irene, who is very attractive, but just not as attractive as 23-year-old Irene. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.